السلام عليكم. الناس اللي بتجيلنا محتاجة تبدأ معانا رحلة كورس الآيلتس. بسميها رحلة لأن هو طبعا كورس مكثف جدا. عشان حد يبدأ معانا الكورس ده لازم بنتأكد الأول من حاجة، من اللانجوج سكيلز عنده. لازم نتأكد إن الشخص ده مؤهل إن هو يدخل الكورس، فهو مستواه على الأقل B2. بعدين بيبتدي بقى معانا الرحلة اللي طبعا فيها يعني كلاسز كتيرة جدا تاخدوا فيها طريقة حل الامتحان. طب ال examiners are looking for what عشان they offer you such a high score 877 مثلا. و وايه اللي ناقصكم؟ طب السكور اللي انتوا بتجيبوه دلوقتي ايه؟ طب تعملوا ايه عشان السكور يعلى؟ وقصة طويلة جدا. طيب لو حد بقى في المرحلة الأولانية واحنا بنعمله تحديد مستوى لقيناه بيجنر، بنعمل ايه؟ ما ينفعش يدخل الكورس بالأول، بندخله أول كورسات التانية اللي هي كورسات ايه بقى؟ تقوية اللغة، لأن هو لازم يقوي اللغة first قبل ما يبتدي المرحلة التانية، لأن هو عشان مصلحته قبل أي حاجة. لأن هو لو دخل المرحلة التانية اللي هي مرحلة كورس الآيلتس نفسه قبل ما يقوي اللغة، فهيبقى الكورس بالنسبة له مش مفيد بالمرة. لأن تخيلوا كده حد أصلا حصيلة الكلمات عنده قليلة، فأنا باجيله في كورس الآيلتس بقول له أنت المفروض تحل السؤال ده بطريقة كذا، المفروض ان انت تضيف passive structures عشان تتعلي درجة مثلا الرايتنج، المفروض تضيف if conditional. فانا بقول له حاجات advanced جدا عليه. واحيانا كمان ممكن اصلا يقرا السؤال واقول له اكتب introduction وبادي باراجراف، هو ما عندوش اصلا افكار ان هو يتكلم عن الموضوع اللي موجود في راس السؤال، وساعات كمان ما بيعرفش يقرا الكلمة اللي في السؤال اصلا ومعناها ايه. فطبيعي لازم اللغة الأول تكون قوية عشان ابتدي بقى أحسن السكور وأخليه يجيب سكور عالي زي كده. فلو بيجنر في ليه كورس، طب لو بري انترميديت ليه كورس تاني انترميديت. كل مستوى ليهم في كورس محدد ببلان، بخطة، بطبعا قصة طويلة قوي عشان يبتدي ان هو يوصل. اول لما يوصل بقى البيتو يبتدي بقى ايه؟ كورس الايلتس نفسه. وعشان كده ان شاء الله انا بحب اعلن عن كورس بري انترميديت هيبدا قريب قوي مع دكتور تامر، يعني واخد دكتوراه من امريكا وعنده خبره ما شاء الله اكتر من 20 سنه. هيكلمنا بالتفصيل عن الكورس ان شاء الله. هنقدمه بالتعاون معاه باذن الله قريب قوي، هنفتح التسجيل ليه. ما عليكم بس غير ان انتوا يعني you're lucky having him بجد. وقت بس، محتاجين وقت وتحضروا الكورس كده وتلتزموا بكمية الاساينمنتس طبعا اللي هتاخدوها. بس يعني it's worth it. كل مجهود هتبذلوه في الكورس ده هتحسوا ببروجرس، هتحسوا باتشيفمنت، هتنسوا اي تعب هتتعبوه اثناء الكورس. فجود لك، واسيبكم بقى مع فيديو دكتور تامر. all ears دكتور تامر، اتفضل.
Thank you very much, Miss Sarah, for the welcoming note. We are preparing for the pre-intermediate course, we together, and we have like the sector of people who are not ready for the IELTS. هنتكلم generally على الفكرة وليه ان احنا we're doing this for people because they're not ready to sit for the IELTS. Let's talk firstly about the skills targeted in English language environment, or the core skills of English language. The purpose of the language learning is to improve the four skills of the English language, and of course there is kind of focus on the grammar, the vocabulary, and the writing, and so on, right? So let's move to the core skills. What are they, and what each one refers to? For example, or involves. If we talk about the listening, it's one of the means of language communication, and it's used most widely in people's daily life. That's why what people do around all the day, they listen to each other and speak to one another, right? That's why the counterpart for listening is speaking, and it's often connected with listening, as I said, because it's a counterpart. For example, the two-way communication makes up for the defects in communication ability in the traditional learning. لذلك في الكورس ده، في pre-intermediate course that we are working to prepare, and we are just starting very soon, احنا we are just focusing on the two skills together as well as the reading and writing, right? as reading is also the counterpart for writing. It's really important way of gaining information, as you can see on the screen, in language learning, and it is a basic skill for a language learner, right? So concerning the writing, it is the way to prepare yourself for writing paragraphs, writing essays, how to write the introduction, how to write the topic sentences and supporting sentences, how to link the sentences together, and how proper your writing will be. تخيلوا, if you speak about the speaking itself, في أصلا embedded skills in the speaking. For example, look at this one. We have whenever you are evaluated, احنا هنشتغل على fluency, how to be a fluent speaker, vocabulary building, the grammar and how to use it, and also the pronunciation. طيب ده موجود في الكورس ده؟ طبعا موجود. Let's take some samples from the book, but before this let's just divide how people skills are presented. تخيلوا ان هم عملوا إحصائية and they have found that 40% of your activities that you do every day of your communication is based on listening, like 40% listening. And you speak 30%. 16% you can read, and 9% for the writing. That's why the majority of your communication is based on listening. That's why the more listening, the more speaking, the more communicative environment you have. So it would add to some skills like reflection, clarification, summarizing texts, recall previous information, and so ever. طيب, let's just have a roadmap or an experience to sail through the book and have an idea about what it has. هنفتح الكتاب that we have selected. فيه part of speaking. It's named like Speak for Yourself. بيديك chance to speak to the ones that you have, or the people or the partners that you share the course with. Vocabulary in different approaches, matching vocabulary in contexts, وده حلو جدا. مثلا يديك topic يقول لك these texts are about 3 different ways of communication. What is each text referring to? Is it for or against? بيعلمنا طبعا for or against essays, طبعا preliminary steps. بيعلمك ازاي to guess from the context, the vocabulary, how they are used. في حاجة كمان موجودة وهي listening أساسي. You listen to certain tracks and then you analyze and then you answer the questions, right? As well as certain phrasal verbs and also verb phrases. What we like so much about the grammar part is that it is kind of in use. It's a grammar in use, like it is contextualized. يعني it's put in a context. يعني this is the reading. You're doing the reading and you are just guessing the structures or coming up with the structure. That's why you don't have kind of dry grammar, but you have kind of grammar in context or grammar in use, as we always call it. ده اللي بتكلم عليه. مثلا it's like this is one of the topics that we have, politeness and customs, one of the texts. تخيلوا بقى السؤال, يعني very specific. It prepares me to the skills or exposes me to the skills that we have in the IELTS. أو generally to the English language, right? تخيل English language learning, I mean. تخيل بيقول لك ايه في التكست ده. Read the text about customs, right? Match these headings to the paragraphs. بيعلمنا ازاي ان احنا we understand what the text is all about throughout skimming, throughout scanning, throughout prediction, and so on. مثلا بيقول لك can you guess which country this advice is for? طبعا بيدخلك في different cultures, وده is preparing you for the writing skills that you have later. نفس الفكرة will be proposing stresses وازاي تنطق كلمة صح good pronunciation was يعني sometimes you say the word like provoke like this, but if you make it an adjective you change the stress by saying provocative. كانت الأول provoke and then بقت provocative. Different stress places or positions in pronunciation. ده برضه هنتطرق ليه واحنا بنتكلم. برضه في حاجة اسمها ال collocations. It means that words that go together. Which word goes with which word? Like maybe you have proposed to your girlfriend, you give presents and so on. Like make your beds and so on. This will give much to the ability of enhancing and mastering the English language. برضو دي صورة تانية من selected reading texts. إن شاء الله will be studying through this course. وفي حاجة ممكن نعملها extra اللي هي we can give a kind of writing with feedback. This is what we're thinking about. And I think that I just give you a brief about the course. I wish that this would be of great benefit to everybody around. And inshallah, we're expecting people to be encouraged to register. Thank you very much, Ms. Sarah, for